All right, we're back in Port Orchard today. It's been about, it's been a little over a year, but I think Dallas has made some progress on his monster truck, so we need to pop back in and see how far he's come, okay? All right, how's it going?
Pretty good, how are you doing?
Yeah, hyped.
Great to see you, always.
Hyped. But let's, so I hear you got it hiding over here. And...
yeah, let's come check out.
All right.
That's dummy.
All right.
So, it's been, like you mentioned, a little over a year, and last time everyone got to see it, it was actually just a bare chassis and
yeah, I know.
Getting ready to go to the powder coat.
I kind of put like more of a clickbaity picture on it, and some people are kind of bummed, like, wait, he ain't that far in this video. Well, that ends today. Oh yeah, you know. But here we are. My goodness, what an imposing deal. Look at this. So you ended up changing it over. You were originally going to run a Dodge body, right?
Yeah, originally the body was going to be a Dodge Dakota, but
that white one.
Right, and there's just so many fans of the Gen 2 Ford Raptors, and
oh yeah, me included, by the way.
Exactly.
As soon as I heard you're going Raptor body, I was like, hell yeah.
So when I saw, you know what, there's a body that would fit my roll cage. It's a little bit, tiny bit smaller than a actual Ford Raptor body. It's actually the size of a mid-size truck, so
okay.
Think of it more as a Ford Ranger body, but with the body lines and curves of a Ford Raptor.
So this would go on more of like a, maybe like a trophy truck or something like that originally?
This body,
or is it literally designed for monster trucks?
This body and the Dodge body were actually both intended for short course off-road. So for the Pro Light class, which is like their mid-size two-wheel drive truck class. And so I like the mid-size bodies. I've always loved mid-size trucks.
Because it makes the tires look so damn huge.
Exactly.
Look at this.
The tires end up
looking... Can't really curve back here too well today. We're going to have to deal with this. But yeah, I mean, it just... You get right about there and you're like, oh. And you can see that you got kind of a raw deal on these tires. Look at that bulge. Yeah, they're supposed to be like the tire behind it. It's just supposed to be like completely flat. But not the end of the world, but you know, just something interesting.
Trying different tires, and these front ones ended up not being the right choice, but the rears are good. I'm getting the front ones swapped out, and then I'll be good to go there for tires.
Okay.
And last time...
oh right, yeah, no, last time we were in here, all of this stuff hadn't been put in yet, and I did notice like last time we were looking at different trucks, they didn't run it like this, and this was something that you were doing on here to even out the load, was what you're saying?
Yeah.
On these actual knuckles themselves?
Right. So most people they have the steering ram higher than 2 4-link bars down below, but being the tie rods are solid and the steering ram isn't, when there's a lot of load from like landing hard in nosedive or for the rear landing hard on the back end, it puts all the load down lower, which bends the knuckle plates, and it's hard on the kingpins as well. Okay. So I thought I'd try this, spread the load out a little bit more, and that way the load is spread across everything rather than just a lower point. So we'll see how it works, if I like it.
I mean, other than like I was saying with this thing. But hey, you know,
a little bit there, but the truck's not 100% done yet.
You got. I mean, it's not like it's a one-day ordeal.
Right.
How many years has it been? Like total, from start to finish? I saw a picture of. I think 2014. You started welding the tubes.
Yeah, sounds about right. So going on about year 5.
5. Wow, dude, 0 to 5. Look at this. Dang. And it does run now. It's just it's kind of an expensive endeavor to start it, and memory card decided to die on me, so I lost that shot. But some other people are going to give us some fill-in footage, and I'll try to put it in right about now. It wouldn't be a show me your build if I didn't have camera problems. Okay, so different setup with the planetaries. You're saying these are a Pettibone?
Correct. Okay. So most trucks run the 20-ton Clark Planetary, probably roughly around 70% of the monster trucks out there. Yeah. And then the Pettibones, I would say, are probably the second most common, followed by probably Rockwell PS250s or PS115s. Okay. But there's so many options out there, but...
You said there was a distinctive financial advantage to running these.
Yeah, the
I mean, like low buck, not like fully built, but like low
Right.
buck, sort of make it work.
well, the Pettibones versus Clarks. Pettibones are easier to find and much more affordable, but they're a lot stronger and they're also heavier in return. Where
Okay.
Clarks nowadays they've become so hard to find because 70%
Everybody's
of the
ran 'em
trucks
for years and years
using
and years.
them,
and that came off of what? It was like an industrial crane or something. like
yeah,
that?
both Pettibones and Clarks come from like old military equipment, forklifts and cranes and everything like that, but they're from 50, 60 years ago. But nowadays for Clarks, being they're used on so many trucks and they're not as strong as a Pettibone, especially stock. Now there's a lot of aftermarket parts. So
it's kind of like the Banshee of
Yeah.
of planetaries. Like it's not that
Right.
great in stock form, but you can do just about
Right.
anything you want to it.
well, Bill was straight up racing.
laughing, but-
He's now built a new planetary insert. Then there's already people making billet, champagnes, knuckles, hubs. So
Champagne is that big looking.
it's
that
this part
big.
right here. So that's a champagne area, and then the knuckle,
Oh,
spindle, hub, and now all those parts for Clarks are made aftermarket, which
Okay.
is pretty cool, but also very expensive having all those billet parts.
Okay, so you paid a little bit more up front for the unit on its own, but it's pretty strong but a little bit heavy, whereas the other one you pay a little bit less up front, but you can rebuild the entire thing to a completely different level.
They're still more expensive up front.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. Let's not get too deep in the weeds on
Right.
that. Bet it lost a few people, but just an identifier is inside of here, right? Is what you're saying is this end cap right here.
Yeah, and
It'll actually say
these
it.
Pettibones are called the pie pan style because this outer plate
It does look like a pie pan. Yeah.
pie pan.
Should
And
maybe you should cook a cake in one of
right,
those.
that'd be pretty cool.
Actually, you know, all right.
One of the most easiest ways to identify them is the pie pan shape and the hub. It doesn't stick out. The planetary doesn't stick out as far as they do on the Clarks.
It's not that big bucket looking.
Right.
Okay.
Where the drive flange on the planetary is further out. So the offset on my wheels is actually slightly different than
Okay, to make up for that
right.
depth.
That way the truck wouldn't be so crazy wide that it wouldn't be able to fit in the buildings. But
Yeah.
an advantage to having that offset the way it is
Sorry.
there's actually less load on the spindles and the kingpins.
Okay.
Otherwise, if all the weight's further out, there's more leverage. So with that,
Yeah,
a little bit less leverage,
we're
a little
getting,
bit
we're
more
getting,
strength.
we're getting deep into the weeds on. What sort of motor transmission setup we going with?
So
Talk it up,
540
bro. Talk
dart
it up.
block, got the TCI Power Glide transmission, so just 2-speed, basically
Okay.
high-low.
Yeah.
And
Look at these zoomies. Yeah, you know you like that. Or at least if you don't, then yeah, whatever. You're wrong.
well, one thing, a lot of people have been kind of back and forth. A lot of people love the sound of the zoomies, but now for a lot of shows, you can't run them.
Oh,
you
because
got to
the
run.
decibels are too high
Right.
inside of the stadium.
So, and there's endless.
Man,
I mean, monster trucks are about
yeah,
noise,
that's
right?
what I'm saying. I was like, wait a minute here. Like,
But-
we're gonna be waiting for that electric Bigfoot to come in and that'll be
Right.
what it'll be. Like, oh no.
That truck is so quiet.
Yeah,
it can.
It's
the only
you
monster
just
truck
hear the
that can
gears.
sneak up
just
on
hear the
someone.
gears.
Yeah.
You know, sounds like a pencil sharpener. Not to say that's bad necessarily. It's cool, but in like a different way. You know, at least doesn't sound like a Tesla. But
I think it might. Be
yeah, what's cool about this? Unlike most people, you can go in here and be like, wait, you did all this. This is
Yeah.
all, you know, and then. Wow. Anything different you did up in here? Hey, you know what? Let's pop up inside like we did before. Let's go up.
Yeah, right?
Do. Oh, looky here. Got your little hula girls up here. If any of you guys remember from the California Kid one, you had that in there too, didn't you?
No.
You had a different one?
Well, California Kid.
Didn't have a hula girl. What did it have?
No. A little stuffed heart, I think.
Stuffed heart. Ah, okay. Well, they all have these little dealios in here. Man. Oh, look at you. Look at this guy. We found the 10 millimeter. Anyway. Bonus. But, I don't know. Maybe we can pop up over here. Another thing I wanted to go over with this, a lot of people don't know, including myself, is what do you guys do to keep these cool? Do you guys just run them for 2 minutes till they get hot and call it a day? Or is there actually a cooling system?
Actually, a full cooling system. There are a few people out there that prefer the dry block, but there's pros and cons to.
Okay, I'm going to try to climb a tire again, and I'm going to fail. If I can get my foot right there. All right. Hey, you know, we're getting high today. Ugh. But yeah, let's go over this.
So right here got a standard radiator.
Oh, I
and
can't put
then
much weight on there. Yeah, okay, standard radiator.
so basically for the cooling system, inside the cab just have the switches for fans and the water pump, which is right down there. And
but we get the idea.
so that's what keeps everything cool for the motor. And then right here got
Oh.
the transmission cooler.
Transmission cooler sits back
And
here. Okay.
So the transmissions do get very hot.
I would
but
assume.
thankfully a combination of a good transmission cooler and the TCI power glides don't have too much issue there.
And is this, I'm assuming, the fluid reservoir for the rounds and everything?
For the front steering.
Front steering. Okay.
So for my truck, the front steering pump is driven off the blower right here.
Pop it on down. Pop it on down.
So here's the front steering pump, and so as the blower spins, that's what controls the pump. And this is just the fluid reservoir. It's a pretty big reservoir.
Yeah.
This style pump, it's nice because it's a more powerful pump, and that way I can actually run a locker in the front. Right now the front differential is open, but I'm gonna kind of feel around, see what I like better, being locked in the front.
Oh,
or
and this
open.
one's actually yours, so you actually get to
I can
play around. Yeah, I
See
mean,
what I
on your
like
own
more.
dollar, but at least it's
Right.
you know, it's not like, hey boss, can we put this in?
So
Not to say that's how it works, but you know,
Right.
I'm just imagining here. Ooh, look at you, got some little top coated deals on here.
Yeah.
What did you do for shocks actually?
So they're
Are they
a
made
26-inch
in-house, or they-
shock. These ones are what's called a night stalker shock from Steve Combs.
Okay.
And now Bill's actually starting to build his own shocks as well.
Dude, that's how it starts. He starts making a couple parts. Next thing you know, he's gonna be like Patrick or something.
Yeah,
you
no
know?
kidding.
Wow.
He builds everything himself, and as this project grows, I mean, of course the budget, I went way over budget, I think 2 years ago. Like,
Everybody who wants to know, take your guess now. Put it in the comments. How much did he spend?
I'd say
Rough
At-
estimate, doesn't have to be dollar for dollar.
at 80,000 I
Hey,
stopped
look-
keeping count, so I
Oh.
guess I'm over 100,000.
But you built all. But
That's
really?
true.
Even the motor, you know, that's a pretty penny.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
Okay, everybody go home and build monster trucks. You know what? It's doable. You know, you just give up on the house thing. You do the apartment thing,
Exactly.
the no girlfriend thing. You get things.
and all your free time.
Oh no, you don't have any of that anymore.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But
I'm just playing. Anyway.
no.
but-
The more work you do yourself,
Yeah.
you'll be able to save a lot of money and, of course, learn a lot.
Yeah.
But of course, you want to take the time to learn and figure out what you're doing so you do it correctly. Otherwise,
Well,
in the
and also-
long run, it could cost more.
And also another thing you did really well is like learn how to drive all of this and service all of this and work all this as you're building it. So
Right.
when you get there, you're like, I know what we're doing here,
Right.
which is super commendable. I mean, dude, look at this. We standing on it. That is so bitchin'. I'm sorry. I'm super happy for you, dude.
Thank you.
I can't wait to see you actually go run it at an event, though.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it
Yeah.
so much. Just ready to send it.
Yeah. That's the question now. Is like now that you built all of it, are you actually gonna risk it, or are you
Oh,
gonna be
have
very
to.
reserved? And you're like, got to get a couple laps out of it.
I built it to have fun, not for putting around.
I didn't notice any extra bodies around here, though.
Well, I still got that Dodge body we were talking about.
I guess
earlier.
if you go Desperate
So-
Times, you got blue paint.
Exactly.
Yes. Yes, man. Well, thank you very much for having us
Yeah,
over here again, going over some
absolutely.
stuff. And I mean, you know, look forward to seeing him at what event? What events are you gonna bring it to? Like, what can you give anybody out there like an idea what ones you're gonna go to?
no.
Like with it.
No shows scheduled yet. Right now, the announcer schedule's keeping me pretty busy. And before I start doing shows, I want to make sure it's 100% dialed in and ready to go.
Okay.
Gonna get graphics on it very soon
Yeah.
and get it looking cool. But
And then when you post that, we'll throw it on the Facebook page if you want to see what that all looks like. So,
yeah, absolutely.
yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, that is awesome. Well, again, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll be seeing it out there sooner rather than later. It's just super cool, man. We've come so far. But get y'all later.